Have you heard of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone? Maybe you have watched the movie, maybe you have read the book, or maybe you have just heard the name. But you definitely know this is a story about magic, friendship, and growing up. Later, it was adapted into a movie, the Harry Potter film series, and released worldwide. Countless people lined up to go to the cinema, and countless children fell in love with reading for the first time. This story changed an entire generation, but very few people know the story that changed the world was not first created in a quiet study. It was written in an ordinary cafe. At that time, the author had no stable job, no income, and was raising a young child alone. She lived under real-life pressures while creating a world of magic. Even more unbelievable, before the book was published, her manuscript was rejected more than 10 times. Many people told her, "This story will not succeed." But she did not stop. She kept writing, kept waiting, and kept believing in the story. And this person is J.K. Rowling. She was born in 1965 in the United Kingdom. Her family was not wealthy, but life was relatively stable. Her biggest trait as a child was a love for stories. Not ordinary liking, but a love so deep that she completely immersed herself in it. She wrote her first story at around 6 years old. The story was about a rabbit. It was not extraordinary, but the important thing was, for the first time, she realized, I can create my own stories. When she entered school, she was not the most popular student. She was a bit introverted and sometimes liked to be alone. She preferred going to the library rather than attending social events. Books became her best friends. But her family relationships were not always easy. Her relationship with her father was somewhat tense, and she didn't like to talk about many things. These emotions did not disappear. They slowly became part of her later stories. For example, loneliness, being misunderstood, and the desire to be understood. Later, she entered university and studied French and classical literature. She had many ideas. She wanted to be a writer, but also considered other jobs. But in reality, she did not become a writer immediately. After graduation, she began looking for work. She did many ordinary jobs, like being a secretary. She did not enjoy these jobs. She often got distracted at work. Her mind was always thinking about stories. Once, she was even criticized at work for writing stories on the job. But this actually showed one thing: she never stopped writing. In 1990, she took a train from Manchester to London. The journey was supposed to be just an ordinary day, but the train was delayed. She was stuck in the carriage with nothing to do. During that time, a scene suddenly appeared in her mind. A boy, small, wearing glasses, and lonely. He didn't know who he was, but actually, he belonged to a magical world. The idea came suddenly, but very clearly. She later recalled, this story almost appeared all at once. That day, the world of Harry Potter was born. In the same year, her mother passed away. Her mother had been sick for a long time. But the moment of truly losing her was very heavy. She did not get a chance to tell her mother, I am writing a story. This event had a deep impact on her. Later, when writing Harry Potter, she included many emotions about losing parents. You will find that Harry is an orphan from the very beginning. This is no coincidence. It is a projection of her real emotions. Later, she moved to Portugal. There, she worked as an English teacher. She worked during the day and wrote at night. In Portugal, she met a man and soon married. She thought life would gradually get better, but reality did not go as she wished. The marriage soon faced problems, and arguments grew more frequent. Eventually, the relationship ended. She left Portugal with her newborn daughter. She returned to the UK and lived in Edinburgh. At that time, she had no stable job, no income, and had to raise her child alone. She applied for government support to maintain basic living. She once said that during that period, she was very close to despair. She even experienced severe depression. This experience later became a famous element in Harry Potter, the Dementors. These creatures suck away happiness, leaving only despair. This exactly reflected how she felt at the time. Life was difficult, but she did not stop writing. Every day, she took her child out and went to a cafe. The reason was simple. Her home was too cold, and the cafe was warmer. While her child slept beside her, she wrote on the table. Page by page, she wrote. She had no computer. Much of it was handwritten. She slowly completed the entire book, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. This book was not just a story. It was proof that she persisted through her hardest times. She began submitting it to publishers. The first rejected her. The second rejected her. The third rejected her. Altogether, more than 10 rejections. Many publishers thought, the book is too long, children will not like it, the market is too small. But she did not stop. She kept sending it out. Finally, a small publisher was willing to try. It is said that the publisher's daughter read the first chapter and immediately wanted to read more. So they decided to publish the book. But their advice to her was, you'd better find a stable job. They didn't think the book would succeed. At first, the book did not become popular immediately, but readers began recommending it. Children loved the world. Teachers recommended it to students. Parents began buying it. Then everything started accelerating. The second book was published and successful. The third book, even more successful. Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. Later, the series was adapted into movies, the Harry Potter film series. The whole world entered this magical world. She became one of the most famous writers in the world. From living on government support to becoming a billionaire. This was a huge change. But she did something very important. She started giving a lot to charity. She helped poor children, supported education projects, and paid attention to mental health issues because she knew what it feels like to be at the bottom. Many people think she just wrote a successful book, but in fact, she changed many things, letting more children start reading, bringing long children's novels back into fashion, and inspiring a generation's imagination. If you ask, what was the reason for her success? It was not talent nor luck, but 3 things. She kept writing. She did not stop after failure. She wrote her real life into her stories. Maybe now you are doing something ordinary. But just like J.K. Rowling, you don't know when an idea will change everything. And that story, that could change the world, might already be in your mind.